What if the past is the key to protecting the future? Just imagine the player who once represented everything solid about Washington's offensive line, now returning to be the missing pillar in protecting our future quarterback. Sounds like a movie script, but it might be closer to reality than many imagine. The 2025 season hasn't even started yet, and the Commanders are already facing a monumental challenge, replacing Sam Cosmi, one of the most consistent guards in the league, after a serious injury against the Lions. It's not just physical strength that's lost. It's leadership, confidence, and continuity. But in Washington, crisis often opens the door to creativity. And one bold idea has been gaining momentum: the return of Brandon Scherff. Yes, that same Scherff, the five-time Pro Bowler who became a symbol of resilience during tough times. His name is echoing behind the scenes again, and not out of nostalgia. It's strategy. According to Sterling Siev Pro Football Network, his arrival would solve two problems at once, allowing Cosmi time to recover calmly and providing immediate protection to rookie Jaden Daniels, who is undoubtedly the jewel of this new era. Josh Connolly Jr. was drafted to be part of this rebuild. Nick Allegretti and Brandon Coleman are also competing for space. But none of these pieces bring what Scherff does: experience combined with reliable performance. In 2024, he didn't allow a single sack. At 33 years old, he's still one of the most stable guards in the NFL. More than a signing, it would be a statement. A message that the past can indeed be an ally to the present, when there's maturity to learn from past mistakes. And anyone who thinks Scherff's return would just be an emotional whim is wrong. For him, it makes sense too. Washington finally has a plan. It has leadership. It has direction. And most importantly, it has a young core that could deeply benefit from the silent leadership of someone like him. Adam Peters, the architect of this new phase, has already shown he's not afraid of bold decisions. Protecting Daniels is an absolute priority. And between young prospects and veterans, finding the right balance could be the difference between another frustrating season and a true rebirth. Now, as the fanatic I am, I have to say bringing Scherff back isn't just reinforcing the line. It's reigniting the identity. It's showing that respecting your own history can be the foundation for a winning future. And you? Do you believe Brandon Scherff could be that link between past and future? Or would you rather bet everything on the new generation? Leave your comment below. Your opinion is part of this rebuild. And if you felt the emotion of this idea, if you want to follow every step of this new era in Washington, subscribe now to Commanders Fan News today. Turn on notifications and come with us. Because here, the passion of being a fan walks hand in hand with the information that makes a difference. And speaking of rebuilding, it's worth remembering, it's not just about filling roster holes. It's about creating a culture, a standard, an identity that withstands the storms of the NFL. And Scherff, with everything he's lived through in Washington, knows those storms better than most. When he left for the Jaguars, many saw it as the end. But maybe it was just a comma. Because now, with Jaden Daniels leading the new era, with the coaching staff showing coherence, and with fans believing again, Scherff's return could be the perfect symbol of a new beginning, a restart with roots. There's no guarantee he would play every snap. Maybe he wouldn't even be a guaranteed starter. But his presence in the locker room, his daily discipline, his example on and off the field, that could be the difference. Because sometimes a veteran isn't just there to play. He's there to inspire, to guide the younger players, to teach without saying much. And let's be honest, after losing Cosmi, having a name of that caliber ready to step up would be a luxury. A luxury, yes, but a necessary one. Commanders fans have seen too many promises, heard too many plans. We're tired of empty words. That's why this possible return hits so deep, because it's not just about tactics, it's about belonging. It's about closing a cycle with dignity, about showing that this team has learned from the past and is finally ready to honor its history while building the future. The window of opportunity is open. If Adam Peters has the courage to bet on this reunion, he could turn what seemed like a step backward into the leap toward greatness. Commanders Fan News today will continue tracking every sign, every rumor, and every move behind the scenes of this new era. Because here, we don't just report, we live every moment with fan passion. Now it's your turn. Do you think Brandon Scherff's return is the right move? Or do you believe it's time to move on, fully focused on the new generation? Leave your opinion in the comments. Like the video if you believe in this rebuild. And subscribe now to Commanders Fan News today, so you don't miss a single detail of this epic journey in Washington. The Jayden Daniels era has already begun, and maybe, just maybe, it needs an old warrior to guide it down the right path. The revolution is underway, and you are part of it. Now, speaking fan to fan, let me open my heart here. Seeing Brandon Scherff's name linked to Washington again stirs the soul of anyone who's lived through the ups and downs of this franchise. We've seen so many restarts, so many speeches about change, and honestly, many of them were just smoke. But this time it feels different. There's new leadership, a new spirit, and most importantly, a new quarterback who could be the real game changer. And that's exactly why I support this return. Brandon Scherff was never just another player. He was the silent rock in turbulent times. Never one to make noise, but always there, protecting, leading, honoring the jersey. And now with Cosmi out, with an offensive line in transition, and with Jayden Daniels needing all the support he can get, I see no reason not to bring back someone who already knows the house. Of course, we have young talents who deserve a chance. But having a guy like Scherff in the locker room, guiding, taking responsibility, passing on the culture he helped build, that's priceless. That's not just tactics, that's building identity. If the contract makes sense, if his commitment is still the same, I'd bring him back today. Because protecting Daniels goes beyond the pocket. It's also about surrounding him with men who know what it means to wear this crest. And Scherff, to me, represents exactly that. He's the kind of presence that doesn't need to yell to earn respect. And in a roster looking for maturity, stability, and purpose, that kind of leadership is pure gold. So yes, as a fan, I say it loud and clear, bringing Brandon Scherff back would be a gesture of respect to our history and a smart step toward building the future. And you, fan, do you agree with me? If you also believe this franchise is on the right path, like the video, share your opinion, and subscribe to the Commanders Fan News Today channel. The season is just beginning, and the thrill of being part of this is something only we understand. You know what makes me believe in this comeback even more? It's the moment. Not just the technical need like Cosmi's injury, but the emotional moment of the franchise. For the first time in many years, we have a solid foundation forming. We have a general manager who understands football. We have a coaching staff with a clear vision. We have a quarterback with star talent and the personality to lead. What's missing? The pillars, those players who hold everything up when things get tough. And that's where Scherff comes in. He represents the bridge between a turbulent past and a promising future. Someone who's seen the worst of this franchise but can now be part of the best. Imagine the symbolism. Brandon Scherff returning not to erase the past, but to help build something that finally makes sense. The NFL is cruel. Every second, every snap, every detail matters. And while many bet only on youth and speed, I still believe in the value of experience, especially when that experience already carries the DNA of our story. I'm not saying he'll solve everything, but I know he can be part of something much bigger, a winning culture. A team that finally acts like a franchise that wants to win. And if that's the price of giving Jayden Daniels the chance to show everything he can be, then it's worth it. Because protecting the future also means honoring those who helped lay the foundation of this new era. So if the question is, would you bring Brandon Scherff back? The answer, as a passionate fan, is without hesitation. Now I pass the ball to you. Do you think Scherff's return would be the right decision? Or do you believe the rebuild should move forward without looking back? Comment below. Let's make this space one where the fans truly participate, debate, and help build the team's identity. And if you, like me, believe this new Commanders era might be the most promising in years, subscribe now to the Commanders Fan News Today channel, turn on the bell, and share this video with other Burgundy and Gold fans. Because this team is changing. And we, the fans, are an essential part of this transformation. The future is being built, snap by snap. And with luck, courage, and wisdom. Maybe the next chapter of this story begins with a name many considered part of the past, Brandon Scherff. And you know what's most beautiful about all of this? It's realizing that, for the first time in a long while, we Commanders fans are not just waiting for a miracle. We're watching a rebuild that has a beginning, a middle, and if all goes well, a great ending. And seeing a name like Brandon Scherff being considered in this context is more than fair. It's symbolic. He left during a time when the direction seemed lost, when the franchise was stumbling to find its identity. But now with Jayden Daniels leading the offense, with young players hungry for victory, And with new leadership in charge, everything has changed. The structure is being rebuilt with care. And that includes recognizing those who were once part of the foundation. Scherff's return, therefore, isn't about nostalgia. It's about purpose. It's about culture. It's about showing the rookies that wearing the Commander's uniform means more than playing football. It means carrying a story, representing a city, and fighting for a fan base that never gave up on the team, even in the darkest moments. And look, if anyone understands that, it's Brandon. So if management is truly considering this possibility, my advice as a fan is simple. Don't hesitate. Because leaders like that don't come around every year. And if there's a chance to bring him back for a fair price with a clear role, then it's not just a good idea. It's the right decision. Now, being the fanatic I am, I'll ask you one more time. Would you bring Brandon Scherff back? Or do you think the Commander's future should continue with only fresh blood? Comment below, share with other fans, and subscribe now to the Commander's Fan News Today channel. Here, we don't just talk about rumors, we live every step of this new era with hearts on fire and eyes on the future. Because if this franchise is going to rise again, then let it rise with soul, with identity, and with the true warriors by our side. The season is coming, and the best is yet to come.